it's time to sell. If you're a woman over 30, it's time to put some, it's time to mark on 50% off. If you're over 35, it's time to put that shit on clearance. If you're at 40, it's time to put that shit at the outlet. If you're at 50, Salvation Army. Yeah, 27, time to sell.
How dare you?
I tried dating women my age. That's the hardest one. They stuck in their fucking ways. They wonder why they can't keep a man.
I don't want to stress you out by trying to keep up with my lifestyle that I already have and am accustomed to. Why? Because if I'm going to these restaurants just for lunch meetings and it takes you your whole check to take me there, I don't want to stress you out. You cannot hang with me. You are still wanting a vacation for the weekend. I vacation and go on holiday for the month. We are not going to be able to make this work.
A yes man or a paymaster. She's not your sugar daddy with no sugar. Yeah, sweet and low. I'm not doing whatever you don't do, you don't get paid for. Stop always complaining.
Trying to date women my age, which is 10 to 15 years younger than me. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I didn't get rich and stay in shape to talk about Anita Baker.
I'm well traveled. I'm well cultured. I'm talented. I'm successful. I'm domesticated. I'm family. You get all these things. Don't you know that I have a list as well? You need to have your list. Do I check the boxes that you need for in a woman? Do you check the boxes for me?
I swear you cannot make this up. You cannot make this. I'm over here doing research on Lisa Raye. It says that she was married twice, once in 1992 to 1994 to Tony Martin, and then she was married another time in 2006 to 2008. So it seems as though she can only hold a man for 2 years, and then she's talking about she domesticated. How you have literally developed the skill of being single for 40 years. You don't have no man except for the 4 years. So for 36 years you didn't have no man. So how are you the prize when you have for 36 years you practiced being single? You have mastered being single, but then now you come about, oh, he needs to have all this. This is a 60-year-old woman. Yeah, 60. Come on now, man, Lisa. Come on.
So I came across this. Lisa Raye, 57 years old, says she will only be with a man paying 100% of her bills and expenses. Lisa. You was bad back in the day in the 90s. You supposed to have grandkids and be with your husband of 35 years by now, celebrating your anniversary. What are you doing single? When you've had access to all of the men that you've had access to, what are you doing? What have you been doing? This is what happens when time is wasted and you think that you have forever to make moves. I know, and everyone else should know, that your time is short. As we age, we don't look as good, feel as good, seem as good.
Well, look, firstly, let's just be honest, okay? For 60 years old, she look good. Let's keep it 100, okay? She does look good for 60 years old. I didn't expect her to be that old. But when it comes to... So there's being stuck in your ways, right? For example, you have your own place. Right? As a woman, you've achieved, you have your own place. You try to move in with a man. You've got your own shit set up. You want a man to move into your life. Very difficult. Right? Men don't really want to do that. They want you to move into their life. So there's this. But really and truly, the issue isn't age as much as it is success. She's speaking about she can go on vacation for a month. She goes to this restaurant, you can't keep up. That's the issue. I think even more than being stuck in their ways. The more money you make, you can replace her out for a 30-year-old who's doing well. They think the same. They need someone that can keep up with them financially. And we know this to be a fact, that the more money a woman makes, it just becomes more difficult to date. Her options shrink. And recent interview going viral, it turns out that Kevin Samuels was right.
Have to ask, is dating still on the line for you?
Hell yeah. Nobody wants to be by themselves. Everybody want to date. You want to have a companion. You want to have someone that you can go to dinner with, someone that you look in their eyes and you know that they care about you, not just a fickle fly-by-night, this is a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of thing. You know what I mean? You want to belong to someone. You want to feel special.
So how has dating been going for you? Are there any prospects, anything promising happening?
Well, you're trying to get all in my business. I was dating someone that was very promising, and then I lost my mom. And so that kind of took over, and I kind of went under. And then when I came back, it was like, yeah, I need some time alone. So I started loving on me. And so I'm in a me space. And if he comes, then that's when he's supposed to come. But I can't really say that I'm looking for it. But if it finds me, congratulations to me.
Of course I want a date. Nobody wants to be alone. But I'm not looking for it. This is also being single for a long time. You start to develop single people traits. You start to develop traits that when we look at it, we go, oh, that's why you're single. And this is for anyone, man or woman. You get single long enough, being in a relationship starts to seem like an inconvenience. Oh, my mom died, so I had to start loving me. Listen, people die. We're all going to lose our loved ones, unfortunately. It's just life. But I had to start loving me. So you just, what does that mean? I don't get it.
I'm a firm believer, especially as an African American or for black men, that you have to get away from your mom. You just have to. Like I'm a firm believer that a lot of these moms in these older generations really set their sons up to be used and manipulated. They really set their sons up to be walked all over like a carpet, like a rug. And they put their daughters on game, but they set us up for failure. Like they set us up to be just like butlers and just like the help. Like we were set up to be suckers and simps. Like it's crazy. You got to get away from your mom, and it lowers testosterone too. So yeah, not the greatest move if you still around your mom for real. Like what she gonna do? Breastfeed you? Like what?
This video went viral and he took a lot of flack for it. And I think generally speaking, it is the case. You see a lot of moms raising their sons to be the guys they didn't want. The guys, their dad ain't that nigga who they're raising. They're trying to raise a whole different type of Negro. Okay? But this video was maybe like last week. Got a lot of flack for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Actually, let's see if we can get some comments up. Simps. And it's just being a basic gentleman. Everything is always the mom's fault. As a white dude, it's the same for us. I'm gonna screenshot this. Type of advice they give. Oh, wow. So he got a lot of flack, but mostly support. Let's keep it real. The more views it got, the more viral it got. And then this video goes viral like the other day, and it's like, dab.
What do you do if a girl hits you?
Oh, I know. I go ahead and go tell someone I do not hit back. Especially girls.
Why?
Because they do not deserve.
So growing up, I was a soft kid. I wouldn't say a simp, because can you be a simp as a kid? I don't know. I don't really know, okay? But emotionally, I was soft. Physically, we'd always be getting into fights. It was kind of normal, whatever the case is. But emotionally, if you tease me, we were going to scrap. Most likely because I was going to cry and then we were going to fight. But there was this one girl that used to give me straight business. Like, she used to give me that work. I don't know why, because she wasn't stronger than me. And one day, she was my girlfriend as well. So she'd give me the beats. And then, we'd be kissing and stuff. It was all mad, okay? I'm like 10 years old at this point. One day, she gave me straight beats. I come downstairs, I'm crying. And my mom goes, look at the size of you. If a girl puts hands on you, she should be expecting something bad to happen, all right? Now, I didn't know my size because most of my friends were older than me by 1-2 years, so they were bigger than me, so I didn't realize. But after that day, it ended, right? It never happened. It never really happened again. And from the parent's perspective, it makes sense if you're seeing your child or hearing about your child get straight business. You're just getting worked. That you go, protect yourself, my child, who I birthed and who I love. I don't want you to be a victim. I don't want you to be hurt. Protect yourself. You have a mother sitting here going, we never hit back because they don't deserve it. So did you deserve it? Did he deserve to get hit? You're raising a boy to not stand up for himself, to not have boundaries. I remember in school, this girl, she used to always act tough, right? She used to always act tough. She was tomboyish. She thought she was one of those, okay? We used to play around. She'd hit us. None of us really trying to hit her back because we went to primary school together. We're in like the 9th grade now, right? We ain't trying to do nothing. We know her, you know what I'm saying? Well, there was this one guy in the class. He wasn't from the south side. He was from like town. And he didn't really mess with her like that. And she slapped him. And he slapped her back with the same force. She hit the ground. She started... She never done it again. After that day, she became a different person. Now, I'm not saying it was the right thing that he done it. I'm not saying it was the wrong thing that he done it. But the only way to fend off bullies, and this is just in general, is to stand up for yourself. You let that shit happen, they're just going to keep doing it. You're raising your son not to stand up for himself. Not to hit back, not to fight back. I have the question, do you love your child? Or do you love this like girl code?
Listen to me. Listen to me good. If you got a daughter, you better teach her to keep her hands to herself around my son. Because if she hit my son, she better learn how to duck. You hear me? Boy, I tell my kids, I got 2 daughters and a son. Twin 6-year-olds, boy and a girl, and a 2-year-old girl. They all swing back. I don't know what the fuck y'all be making little victims. Listen, there are people who are teaching their daughters to swing first. And look at you, teaching your son not to swing at all. And I really do understand, videos where you want kids to be gentle, because my son is a naturally gentle kid with other kids, right? He rough as hell with me, but he's a naturally gentle kid with other kids. But I've driven it into my son. Like he's always so concerned with getting in trouble at school, this, that, and the third. I say, son, keep being good. But if somebody hits you, son, don't stop swinging until an adult pulls you off. I'm talking about go crazy, pick shit up, slam it on them, do whatever you have to do. Don't get beat up. You understand me? Daddy will fix the rest. You better, your shit. Just like you teaching your sons to keep their hands to themselves, because you see this all the time. People teaching their son, don't hit a girl, don't hit a girl, don't hit a girl. You never see anybody talking to their daughters, recording their daughters on camera. Don't hit a boy, don't hit a boy, don't hit a boy. You never see it. This shit's so one-sided. Even when my daughter, his twin sister, whacks him and sprints to me, I let him get one off before I stop him. I stop him from going too far, but I let him get one off. She hits him less and less because she know, God damn, we are the same age, dang near the same size, but that boy hit hard than a bitch.
A woman raising her ideal man, right? The guy she didn't want. You can justify it. She's raising the man she wished she molded her baby daddy into. Wishes he was a little bit more gentle. Wishes he was a little bit more this. Wishes he was a little bit that. But then you have women who, they're just more upholding to the girl code than they are, the love for their child. So they raise their child to do dumb things like this. In reality, she wants to impress the girlies. She wants to impress the feminists. Oh yeah, it's okay. She hit you. She don't deserve to get hit back. Don't stand up for yourself. Sad, really.
In this video where she's saying if you want a spouse who's a sole provider, you cannot also expect them to do housework. And the reason I disagree is because I grew up with that. My dad was a sole provider, paid all of the bills, and yet and still he would come home and do housework. And he wasn't a sole provider based off of being extremely wealthy. Sometimes he worked 2 or 3 jobs, but still he would come home to doing housework. And I'm going to give you some examples. He washed dishes when my mom cooked. He was always up with her 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when she was cooking for big events like Christmas, Thanksgiving, washing dishes while she she was cooking. He regularly folded clothes. Like if we were sitting on the couch watching TV, my mom would just dump piles of clothes beside him. He would fold them. He also regularly went shopping for my mom. He knew her sizes. He knew our sizes. And he would bring home shoes and clothes for us on a regular basis. Part of that was his own selfish desire not to have to go to the store with us, but nonetheless, he was at the store doing it and knowing more about us than most fathers can even tell you what size their children wear. And I have 3 sisters, just 4 girls that he's doing this for. He also washed and ironed his own clothes separate. Like my mom did the clothes for the house and for us kids. He always washed his own clothes and ironed his own clothes separately. What else? He did all the pool maintenance on his own. He also came to our school for events. So it wasn't just my mom that was coming to like teacher conferences. He was there too. He came to our sporting events, except for when I played soccer. Neither one of my parents came to that because they just didn't get it. But he was there at track meets, basketball games. And I'm not saying that my dad is perfect. I'm just saying that it is possible to have a provider spouse who is also willing to do housework. Sometimes he was working 2 or 3 jobs, and yet and still he would come home and help out with homework, help out with, like my mom told me, because I was sick when I was a baby, that she didn't have patience to feed me, and only he had the patience to sit down and feed me because it would take so long, and I was so like combative about it. So as I got older and I looked around at my other friends who also had stay-at-home moms, and their relationship with their fathers was very different. The relationship between husband and wife was very different. The thing that I come up with is that my dad actually wanted to be a dad. Was he always perfect at being a dad? No, there were missteps along the way, but it was a clear difference in his desire to be a dad and desire to know us, to relate to us, to understand us, and help us along whatever pathway we wanted to go on, not just what he desired for our future. We got to be people to this man, not props in his life. I told a story on here a week or so ago about how I almost died when I had my son because I had a retained placenta and I started hemorrhaging really bad. My parents came to the hospital along with some other family members to check on me when I went back into the hospital for that emergency surgery. And after I was put into the recovery room, they all left to go get something to eat except for my dad. He stayed with me. He was the sole person. He was like, yeah, I'm not leaving my child. Okay. I had to have 2 blood transfusions, but I was very nervous about going forward with the next transfusion. They did one while I was under. So they brought me a bunch of spinach because they're like, okay, you try to eat the spinach. We can see if there's any way that we can avoid the second blood transfusion. I didn't have the strength to lift the fork up to my mouth to get the spinach in there. He came over and fed me like I was a baby again. This is a man who wanted to be a father, okay? And so I think that is the difference. Like, I don't know if there's any way that she could really screen for that in this matchmaking process, but to tell women that it's impossible to find a provider man who will also help out around the household, I think that's not, I just don't think that's true. I had that, and I had that, like, I was born in 1980. So I had that back then.
Listen, man, we're done with the 90s, okay? But the 80s, Rick James and them, man, there. Cocaine, the crack epidemic, them times there. We're done with that time, man. But in all seriousness, your dad sounds like a good father, right? And for me, that's the bare minimum. You have a child, yeah, be a good parent. Doesn't matter if you're a provider, doesn't matter if you're whatever the case is. Yeah, you should be helping them in homework. Yeah, you should be an active parent in your child's life. Doesn't matter what your job is. If your father would iron his own clothes because he was maybe particular, maybe ironing was therapeutic for him. Same like folding the clothes with your mother. Maybe he just wanted to spend time with him and they spent time together folding and they communicated and it was therapeutic for both of them. No problem. If he had to iron his own clothes because your mother wouldn't do it, then your dad is a victim. Yeah. Whether you work 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, you should be involved with your kids' lives. You're a parent, okay? But to expect a man to do that and help around the house, maybe in his free time here and there if he wants to, but to demand that of him in 2026, we are not going. It's not happening. It's not happening. Your situation sounds very personal and unique. working 3 jobs, still ironing his own clothes, washing his own clothes. Again, if that's what he wanted to do, he's still washing the dishes after working 2 or 3 jobs. If that's what he wanted to do, no problem. To place that demand on someone, he's a victim. And that's the only type of man you're going to get with that nonsense. Because that's what it is, straight nonsense.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone.